Welcome to the Everything Podcast. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about the announcement of the next Lost Stories release from Big Finish titled Axilion. And as you can probably tell, I have recovered from my cold completely, pretty much. And I don't sound as kind of creaky croaky as I did in the last few episodes. But I just wanted to get those episodes recorded. And I did say at the end of the last episode, which I think was when I was talking about the Call Me Master Monsters announcement, that I didn't know what I'd be covering this episode because of I don't like to unless I've written it. I don't want to kind of do it because I've made that mistake before. But as I mentioned at the start of this episode, I'll be talking about the Lost Stories Axilion announcement. So let's get on with it. So it was announced on the 23rd of May 2025. I'm recording this episode on the 26th of May 2025, so only a few days later. It will star Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor and Sophie Aldred as Ace. It will release in September 2025, which is one of those things that is in the future, both for me when I'm recording this on the 26th of May 2025, and you when you're seeing this in early July 2025. My recap of Death World, which is another Lost Stories release, which features the first, second, and third Doctors, along with the Brigadier, Jamie, and Joe, is up on the channel, with my recap of Dalek Genesis of Terror to follow soon. Axilion will be around 2 hours long, which tends to be the case for most of the Lost Stories releases. Dalek Genesis of Terror is only an hour, but that's because there's an hour of an interview afterwards, but it does tend to be about 2 hours per release. The 7th Doctor, though, will first appear in my recaps of Dark Gallifrey Missing Part 2, which released in May 2025, and that is another one that is released by the time I'm recording this episode, so it's released by the time you're seeing this. And this next one's a bit timey-wimey, and the 7th Doctor Adventures Past Forward with the Angels, which will release in June 2025, which is in my future and your past. And Ace will next appear in my recap of the death and life of Riversong, Ace and Tegan. The End is the Beginning is the End, which was released in March 2025, which is both in the past. And that's everything about the Lost Stories Axilion announcement. Now, in tomorrow's episode, if my laptop will stop, because it's slowly dying, it's like 3.5 years old. No, that's not right. 2.5 years old. In tomorrow's episode, I'm going to be discussing Bradley and Barney Walsh breaking down Chiang Mai, which is the actual finale to season 6, and maybe the finale to the entire series. I'll get onto that in tomorrow's episode. But back to this episode, let me know what you thought of the Lost Stories Axilion announcement. Let me know what you thought about it. And you can put that in the comments below as well. And anything else you want to cover on the channel, such as any previews or recaps, put those in the comments below as well. Remember, you can also like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you in tomorrow's episode for my recap of Bradley and Barney Walsh breaking down Chiang Mai.